I did a video on this watch here the other day. This is kind of a homage, I suppose, might be the correct word, or might be a better word, of the Torneck-Rayville that was put together in the early 1960s for the basically what became the Navy SEALs. But it was also worn by recon Marines and other special ops people during that era. And I really like the look of it. I love that he put US on the dial. This is the True North Watch Company. And, I dig on it. I have another one coming from another company. I wanted to compare them. And I showed this off. And, it was a decent little video. I didn't think a lot of it when I did it. But then yesterday morning, I got a phone call from the owner of the watch company. And he loved the watch. So much so that he actually wants to send me another watch to do a video on. If you hear any noise in the background, that's the people striking over there at Paramount Studios, and cars honking their horns and revving their engines and all that good stuff. You'll see here that I put this on a leather strap. This was a NATO, now it is a Zulu, because I cut that bottom part off, that safety. So after he called me and we had the conversation, I went back and I watched the video. And when I was watching the video, there were details about the watch that I missed, that I didn't point out to you guys on the screen. You can see them, but unless it's discussed, you don't know what's going on here. And what I dug on, and again, I didn't jump out at me, was the fact that the back of this watch, if you look at the design here, it looks like there's a center cover with an outer ring, like it's two pieces, which is what the original design was by Blancpain. I was going to say, Blancpain, the 50 Fathoms. They came up with this design to ensure that the watches would be waterproof. So what I'm going to do right now, I think it's just mimicked, but I'm going to go ahead and open up the back of this watch, get a quick look at the movement. I'll put it right back. But I wanted to see if that was two pieces, because it is really hard. It's hard to tell. It looks so good. Well, maybe that is one piece. You guys remember what he did here. If found, return to nearest military facility. He's got the military spec numbers on there, non-magnetic. Although I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that the Navy requested that the cases be made out of German silver to ensure non-magnetic capabilities. So I have... I bought a box of cheap watch tools, which came with this thing here. Let's widen you out of here. And you always want to put some plastic. This is an old Ziploc bag on here. And I'm going to wrap that for a moment. And I don't think this is the right size yet here. So I gotta... This is probably not the highest quality here, all right? But it should work. There we go. And if you put a little plastic over your watch when you do something like this, you will keep it from scratching. A little tip I picked up off after watching a whole bunch of videos. Yeah, looks to me like it's definitely one piece. And there it is. And you can see the movement running. It is the Miyota. It's a nice idea, you know, when you're buying a watch, you're not sure where it is. This is like a small watch company right out of Los Angeles, and they are getting their parts from all over the world, I suppose, and assembling everything here. So the O-ring came out of its place here. I'll make sure that that's back in place when I screw down the top, or the back cover again. Oh, there it goes. All right, so I'm going to play with this a little bit and put that back together. I'm probably not do it on camera. Just give me a second. Okay, so it was interesting with that little rubber gasket. It was tough to keep it in that groove. To be honest with you, I'm not sure I even got it perfectly in there. I'm going to have to buy some of those. And it seemed a little dry. You're supposed to put some of that, I don't know if it's silicone or what that material is, but there's a little, it's like Vaseline basically that you should put on that, which would probably help hold it in the groove a little bit better. Just wanted to give you guys some specs on this because I don't think I did it originally when I did the video. So let's just do this on screen for you here. .1. Get this stuff out of the background so it'll focus. I'm learning. Double check this here. Yeah, so 41.1. I was watching somebody do this the other day, and their measurements were not accurate because they were doing this. You see how, like, if you don't have it perfectly squared up to the piece, it'll give you different measurements. 41.1, 41.2, 41. So it's a 41 millimeter case. With the crown, let's see here, 44.2. The crown size itself, people are always curious about this, 6.3. The lug length is 50.2. It's pretty substantial. But again, this is supposed to be all spec to the original. Although I don't think this is. This is 20.2. Which I think, if you're making these watches, this is kind of like a pet peeve of watch people. They prefer a 20 millimeter lug to lug in here for just for strap options. I think the originals had an 18. There were some watches that had a 16. A lot of them today will come with a 19. You can find straps for them today. It's not as bad as it used to be. These are drilled lugs. I don't know if the original had drilled lugs or not. Yeah, so I'm going to insert some pictures that I took recently, this morning, and another loom shot, I suppose, from last night. Just to remind you guys, I mean, I know I just did a video on this watch. This is just going to be a much shorter video. It, you know, the sphere there in the center, it's like a blue on the bottom, white on the top. That's actually a moisture meter. So if water gets into the watch, you know that you can't trust it when you're underwater. This is a winding. I don't know if you can hear it, but it winds and it hacks. Why is hacking important? Well, I'll show you. So right there, I just stopped it on 12. Now, the reason why you might want to hack your watch. Hacking is what you see right here. You pull it to set it, the second hand stops. It's most important probably for you if you are about to engage in a military operation where you have more than one unit operating at the same time in different areas. Maybe, let's say you're going to attack the enemy on a base and you have different spots of infiltration and you've got a whole plan set up. Well, you want to synchronize your watches to one another before the operation starts. So if you say, we're going to infiltrate this base at precisely 10 a.m., boom. everybody's watch is going to go off at the same time. If one guy's got to do something at 10 a.m., 200 yards away to create a diversion, you're looking at your watch, bam, and at 10:02, the next group from another area is going to come in. Everybody knows precisely when it's happening. You have to do that. It's a military operation. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, when they're supposed to do it, and then you're off to the races. So we'll push this in, and the watch will start again. So just quick explanation on hacking. You'll see that. I want a movement that whines and hacks, even though it's an automatic watch. I prefer automatic watches, so I don't have to think about them. I've had too many quartz watches when I was young that the battery would go dead. You throw it in a drawer, you don't get to it quick enough, and you just pick up another watch because of it. And eventually you lose that watch, and when you find it again, the battery inside the watch has corroded and ruined the watch. So yeah, I prefer this. Now I know that there's a lot of good quality quartz watches out there, and I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying my preference is this, but of course I would wear one. Yeah, I put it on the leather. I think I mentioned this already, but the reason for it is I don't like nylon against my skin, and leather just feels good. Just prefer that. So that's it. Just one more quick video here on the True North watch collection. You can find them on Instagram. You can look up hashtag #MyTrueNorth for them. It really is a beautiful watch. He did a great job. Super cool dude, man. Really cool guy. And the guy that's in the pictures on the website, he's actually an Italian designer. He does clothing and all sorts of things. He's not the owner of the company. The owner of the company is right here in California. Nice guy. And yeah. Anyhow, I hope you enjoy this. Want to get just a nice clean shot of that for you. And of course, I need to do this. I keep forgetting that I need a decent shot of the watch for the thumbnail of the video. So that's it. You guys have a great day. Be good to one another, and stay tuned, because there's more of this watch to come, more of the others similar to it. And I've been told that the package was put in the mail, so get ready for this. It's going to be a big surprise. I'll catch you guys in the next one.